series here on the channel that I am calling Friday Night Movies. If you're excited for this one, hit that like button down below, comment down below, let me know what you think of this movie. We can have a conversation down there about it. Subscribe to the channel, and also consider, down in the description, there's a link over to Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can get these videos early over there. So if that appeals to you, go ahead and check it out. But guys, today, this week, we are taking a look at one of the most influential horror movies of all time, Dracula. I doubt there's a single person out there who haven't heard of this character, but as this movie came out in 1931, I also doubt many of you have actually seen it. Now, we are going to find out if this movie's classification of a classic is justified, or have the past 90 years worn off its luster. We start out with credits at the beginning of a movie. Don't see that very often. The movie really starts out with a carriage making its way through a painting. One of the passengers inside this carriage is a bit extra.
It is Valpurgis night, the night of evil. The doors, they are barred, and to the Virgin we pray.
They arrive in town and one man stays on board.
Don't take my luggage down. I'm going on to Borgo Pass tonight.
He's going to see
Whose carriage?
Count Dracula's.
That's not the best reaction I've ever seen.
No, you mustn't go there. At the castle there are vampires.
Spoiler alert. The villagers are unable to discourage him, and he continues on his journey. Then, we get our introduction to the title character's hand. Dude, stop looking at me like that. This guy just will not stop. Our protagonist gets dropped off, and Dracula picks him up for the rest of the journey.
The coach from Count Dracula?
Stop. On his way up, he notices the horse is being led by a toy bat. We arrive at Castle Dracula, and the man himself finally speaks.
I am Dracula.
And then every portrayal of a vampire coming forward had to be held up to this standard.
Children of the night. What music they make.
It almost seems cheesy and cliche now, but back then this was a unique and nuanced performance that was very popular. Hence why it's been imitated so many times. We finally get our protagonist's name.
The spider spinning his web for the unwary fly. The blood is the life, Mr. Renfield.
Then we find out what Renfield is doing here.
I would like to discuss the lease on Carfax Abbey.
Oh, yes.
God, stop with the...
I have chartered a ship to take us to England.
Why England? They're so pasty. I can't imagine they have much blood in them.
It looks very inviting. Ouch.
Ooh, dramatic. They bid each other farewell.
And now I'll leave you.
Well, good night.
And then at night, well, three barely dressed women ever come into my bedroom at night? Yeah, the dude showing up and saying mine. That's how it would go. Fade to black? No money shot? Boo! Later on the journey to England...
You will keep your promise when we get to London, won't you, Master?
Dude, Renfield, you've changed. Upon arrival at England...
Captain dead, tied to the wheel. Horrible tragedy, horrible tragedy.
Dude, he ate like everyone. Okay, that's actually legit creepy.
Why, he's mad. Look at his eyes. Why, the man's gone crazy.
Stop staring at me like that. Fast forward some time, and Dracula's stalking the streets of London. Everything is a cutaway with this movie. At an opera, we meet our other important characters for this movie.
May I present my daughter, Mina, Miss Weston, and Mr. Harker.
I feel like this Harker fellow's important.
There are far worse things waiting man than death.
Like what? Be specific, man. Later that night, how's the peeping, Dracula? How's the peeping? Oh. That's a little bit more than peeping. Down with this cutaway crap. Show him nomming. The authorities are talking about the slew of victims they have seen.
Gentlemen, we are dealing with the undead.
Oh, I mean, he's right, but that's a huge leap.
That the superstition of yesterday can become the scientific reality of today.
That has literally never happened.
And we know how we can make them stop.
Well, I don't know what that proves. He's afraid of plants?
And then I saw two red eyes staring at me, and a white, livid face came down out of the mist.
Apparently, this movie has not heard of Show Don't Tell.
How long have you had those little marks? Marks?
Do we get to see them? No? Okay.
What could have caused them, Professor?
Count Dracula.
Ooh, man shows up like a pimp.
Excuse me, Count Dracula, Professor Van Helsing.
Classic characters meeting for the first time.
I've been quiet, Thunder.
Oh, is anyone else gonna notice that? Oh, okay, good.
I stumbled upon a most amazing phenomenon. Something so incredible, I mistrust my own judgment. Look.
Dude, Van Helsing has some balls on him.
Dr. Stewart, my humble apology. I dislike mirrors.
I always forget about the mirror thing with vampires. It's a little weird, isn't it? Dude, your fiance's going off with another dude. Actually, been there, man.
Thank heaven she's alive. Thank heaven for that. Alive, yes, but in greater danger, for she is already under his influence.
Well, that's one way to get her back.
Our only chance of saving Miss Mina's life is to find the hiding place of Dracula's living corpse and to drive a stake through its heart.
That is the classic way to kill a vampire.
Dracula is in the house. In the house?
What?
Van Helsing.
Showdown time.
I will find your earth box and drive that stake through your heart.
God damn, dude, you do have balls.
Come here.
Yes, master.
Indeed.
Dude pieced out. Jesus is scary. Get a girl that looks at you like that.
Oh, John, darling, you must go away from me.
Yep. Jesus is scary. That is the lesson of this movie. Later that night, Van Helsing and Harker follow Renfield to Dracula's hiding place.
I didn't leave them here, Master. I didn't know. I swear.
Dracula is pissed at you, dude.
Oh, no, don't. Don't kill me. Let me live, please.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
All that blood on my hands. Ah! Ah!
Oh, he dead. Get him! Really? Dude just went to bed?
Get me a piece of stone, anything, to help me drive the stake through their hearts.
I'm ready for it.
Mina!
Really? They kill him off screen? So, that was Dracula. It for sure has a few moments of creepiness that hold up over the time that it's been out. It's a classic tale with classic acting. One thing I noticed that it tends to jump from scene to scene without much of a connecting thought between those scenes. There are also plot lines that I basically omitted from this review because honestly they never went anywhere. They just kind of get introduced and then they're dropped and never get brought up again. What's weird about this, at just over 70 minutes, the movie's short yet long at the same time. Some scenes really overstay their welcome, and I felt myself feeling the runtime of the movie more than once, which is not something that you want. But at the same time, because it's so short, the plot itself moves at a breakneck pace and just keeps going bam, bam, bam from scene to scene. It's a really weird dichotomy it has going on. Also, the complete lack of on-screen deaths, I think, kind of hold this movie back. I realize it was a different time, but it's going to disappoint a lot of horror fans out there. At the end of the day, Dracula is a classic movie in both the good and the bad ways. You've got that classic tale, great performances, a true, nuanced way of telling a story with tension and great scenes and great acting. On the downside, the last 90 years have not helped this movie. It has some show-don't-tell problems. It doesn't show any of the carnage candy that modern-day horror fans are going to want to see. And it kind of moves at a weird pace and has some weird editing on it. At the end of the day, I do recommend this movie if you are a huge fan of cinema or if you just really love horror. This is something that if you haven't seen, you should see. But for your modern, average, everyday moviegoer, this might be a little bit too old-fashioned for your style. For me, I give Dracula 2.5 stars out of 5. But guys, thank you so much for coming to our first Friday night movie. I hope you enjoyed this new style of video here on the channel. We're going to try to keep up with these, doing them one every week. We're going in a pretty classic order here. We're going to be doing a lot of the old Universal horror movies to start out. I hope to see some of you guys there for the future. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you seen Dracula? What do you think of this? Let me know, is this your favorite portrayal of Dracula? What is your favorite portrayal of Dracula if it's not this one? Yeah, let's have a conversation about this movie. Hit that like button if you're new here. Subscribe if you're new here. Guys, other than that, I hope you have a good one. I will see you next time. Peace.
Dracula is in the house. In the house?